Bruce's big call. Dinar Intel Tuesday night, the 1st of October 24. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Transcribed by Wiser, now emailed to Recaps Music. Welcome everybody to the big call tonight. It is Tuesday, October 1st. And you're listening to the big call wherever you're tuned in from globally. We hope that we're reaching you. We hope that you're hearing the big call live, as most of our international audience has listened to it in the past, and we thank you for tuning in once again. We have a lot to share tonight on the call. So stay tuned and stay ever vigilant and ready for prayer and praise. So thank you so much everybody for being here tonight, wherever you are. If you are in the damaged areas from Hurricane Helena, we thank you for tuning in. We getting a signal out so everybody can hear it, so let's pray the call in. Well, thank you, Bob. Let's get into where we are and where we believe we are, as far as the intel goes. Tonight is a little bit different in the sense that they're not a whole lot, but the three intel sources that we hear from today are all on the same page, and that's always encouraging to me. If I get one or two or three that confirm what each other are saying, or they have something that says, yes, that's what we heard. And we don't necessarily put these people up against each other at all, but we take each one with their own individual reports. And then we compare and see whether or not there's confirmation in what one is saying compared to another. And so it's a pretty simple report tonight. We sometimes start with talking about the bondholders. You can remember, we've used the term shotgun start many times on the big call. And a true shotgun start in golf, for example, is where you load up all 18 holes of a golf course for tournament with foursomes and then somebody pulls the trigger, not on a true shot starting pistol. With a blank in it, and boom, everybody in the golf course, here's the shot, go off. And they all start teeing up at the same time. That is what a shotgun start is for golf, and it applies to if you look at a swim meet. You know these are pistol with the starting line or the starting blocks. In some cases, they'll use a silent or something different. But point is, it's a simultaneous start. Now what we're hearing about a shotgun start is pretty interesting, because we could get a true shotgun start, or it could be a slightly staggered start. Here's what I mean by that. The bondholders are supposed to be notified overnight tonight or tomorrow morning. And that notifies them that they have money in their accounts, and they can begin gaining access to those funds in their accounts. Now we are in a different situation because the bondholders for the most part have already ponied up their bonds, had them adjudicated, had them, gone through provenance and all that stuff. And they set up their accounts already, so it's just a matter of them getting access to the funds in their accounts. That's Tier 3. We're in Tier 4, and we've divided it into Tier 4, A and B, but Wells Fargo sees it all as Tier 4, alright, that's fine. In our case, we're hearing we're supposed to be notified overnight, tonight or tomorrow. May not be tomorrow morning, but it could very well could be tomorrow morning. I've actually heard one source that said, after 9:30 in the morning. Maybe that is when it comes out, maybe it's between 9:30 and noon, maybe it's who knows when. Obviously, we'll take it any time, and if it comes out that we get our notification overnight and wake up to them in the morning, and see our emails and log in, we'll be good to go and get our appointment set and go from there. Now, one thing that's interesting, the call centers. Remember, it's important that we separate call center from redemption center. Call center is where we have the 800 number in an email from Wells Fargo specifically sent to us that we called to set up our appointments. My understanding is that the call centers are automated. They are not staffed by people, but they will direct us to the call centers using AI, I guess, and direct us to the redemption center that is closest to our zip code that we indicated. And by that we will go, and then we will speak to a live human being, a person at the redemption center most likely that will be helping us exercise our exchange. That will be most likely. That will be what most likely will happen, and then we'll get a specific details or any specific information that we need to tell that person, like, oh, by the way, I just wanted you to know I have sheet bonds to exchange or redeem, actually redeem. And they'll allow extra time for that. If you have sheet bonds or a box of bonds, they can supposedly take 2 boxes of bonds at the redemption center. Now, even though our ZIM is considered like a bearer bond, they're still considering it for currency when it comes to what we're exchanging. We're redeeming the ZIM and we're exchanging the currencies. There are 9 currencies as of yesterday that were on the screens fully lit up with rates, that we will actually be able to see. And that is the amount that's been narrowed down to currencies that will go up substantially in value. There are more, and I think more currencies will be on the screens, but bank and redemption center screens. But it's important to know that the ones most likely we have will be already there and are already lit up, and when the rates came back up Sunday. Which is what 2 days ago, Sunday evening, at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, that's when the Forex came back up. That's when the new rates showed up, and they actually manifested on our bank and redemption center screens on Monday morning, yesterday. So today, Tuesday night, we're looking for our exchange to get started. We're looking for our notifications come out. And you realize something that I confronted one of my intel sources today with, and you guys know, I can get a little bit, well anyway. What we talked about was how can we help the people that have been tragically affected by this Hurricane Helena if we don't have the money to really do any good after the exchanges and the redemption of ZIM. We would like to be able to help these people, as part of Rebuild America because that's exactly what they're doing. And I'm talking about start from the south, start from Florida. Okay, start in Florida where Bob is and Trish is, and then go from Florida on up and include parts of coastal Georgia, yes, and maybe not even coastal. It could be as far in as Atlanta. There are areas that need attention. Let me put it that way, maybe not up to speed on Georgia as much as I should be. And then you've got, and even Georgia has some up country, to hill country, up country. And then you go to South Carolina. And that's up countries, what they refer to it as Aiken, South Carolina. All those towns, let's call it Lower Appalachian Mountains, which go through South Carolina. And I don't know how far down that goes. I know Interstate 26 had a major landslide over at least part of it with boulders and earth and everything. And I've been up that interstate, you know, many times, and it's a great road. And then I-40, Interstate 40, you know, goes all the way through NC, and then so you've got North Carolina, which is over near Boone. And I heard Boone had 20 inches of rain in Boone and blowing rock and banner elk probably at the base of Sugar Mountain. And who knows how these humors are going to do? Because I imagine there's major or knows what's going to be like. But those areas. Have you ever heard of a bat cave, North Carolina, Nashville, of course, think of Maggie Valley. Somebody tell other areas, and North Carolina. Those areas need a lot of help. And, you know, guys, I know we all want to help. I want to help. I want to get Rebuild America behind it. We're going to take a look at a GoFundMe page that has already been set up. I believe it was Jared Kirshner that set that up when it's going to support with it. Maybe learn a little bit more about it but I know post-exchange, I don't want anybody level to do anything now, but we'll be able to get some things, and this is a long-term thing, this is 2 weeks. This is months, if not a couple of years, to get some of these areas back like they used to be and nothing's going to be like it used to be. So that's what I wanted to bring tonight. I guess I covered more of that last portion than I had thought it would. But I know that we'll be in touch, and you'll be in touch with us by email. We don't want anybody respond to this yet, but we will have new websites put up new URLs. We've already got them on reserve. Other than that, that's really good. And so far, we've got our international partners and our center leaders and bank bond leaders. They're all investing receiving our emails overnight, tomorrow. And about this is we should have to be right alongside our bondholder friends into your so we should have nobody should have any unfair advantage over anybody else. Okay, so keep that in mind, and we will communicate with you by email to make sure we have yours. I'll be talking to people about America and look where's our first place to go. We haven't forgot about Ohio. Talked about it today but right now, our concern is from southwestern Virginia all the way down to where Bob is in. Alright, so let's do that, everybody, let's keep an eye on our emails tomorrow. Let's see when, if they show up in morning, or if they show up the daytime, whichever. We all said, okay, enjoy. Everybody can breathe, right? Okay, and then we'll turn off the recording. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.